All right, 7 years ago, Memos revealed that we tortured the same guy, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, 183 times. He was identified as the principal architect of the 9/11 attacks by the 9/11 Commission report. He was captured in 2003 in the Pakistani city of Rawalpindi by a combined CIA and ISI group. ISI is the Pakistani Inter-Services Intelligence Agency. He was extradited to the US, and by 2006, he had been transferred to military custody at Guantanamo Bay Detention Center. And in '07, while being interrogated, Mohammed confessed to masterminding the 9/11 attacks, the Richard Reed shoe bombing attempt to blow up an airliner, the Bali nightclub bombing in Indonesia, the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, the murder of Daniel Pearl, and various foiled attacks and a bunch of other crimes. He was charged in '08 with war crimes and murder by the U.S. Military Commission at Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp. And we later found out, after prosecutors criticized the entire proceedings as insupportable because the confessions were gained under torture, that 183 times Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was tortured, including waterboarding. Many conservatives said the problem isn't torture, it's that the memos were released. And I'm sure you remember the huge controversy around this, Lewis.
I do. It was pretty shocking. John McCain has spoken out about torture many times. It's believed that when you torture someone, they're more likely to tell you what you want to hear instead of the truth. This is lost on most people put in the position of being able to torture someone that they despise, I think.
And John McCain commented specifically on Khalid Sheikh Mohammed back when we learned about this, and he said, well, listen, waterboarding absolutely is torture, but I think the memos should not have been released. And at the time, we would hear all the time denials from some in the U.S., Lewis, that torture becomes a recruiting tool for enemies of the United States. We now know that to be true, and we've learned a lot over the last 7 years. We found out that torture was incredibly widespread. We found out that it has not been hugely useful. The Senate torture report from much more recently told us about rectal feeding. It told us about the lack of effectiveness of a lot of these techniques. And discussion of torture has waned significantly in light of discussions about surveillance, in light of discussions about ISIS. And it really has, it reached its peak several years after the revelations about Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. And now it's not that much an issue of discussion. And there's every indication, Lewis, that off the record, many of these techniques are still being used.
I'm sure they are. It's unfortunate. There's if we were to learn about every instance of torture and things happening at black sites, Dave, it just must be incredible over the decades.
We know that the presence of a specific threat makes people more accepting of it as well, right? And right now, ISIS is that threat.
That is true. What is ISIS planning? What are they doing? Are they going to attack our home soil? Fear, paranoia. I just, it's unfortunate that so much torture will just lead to faulty information, bad information. And if we act on bad information, who are we really helping?
Warby Parker is offering a free 5-day home try-on to give you the opportunity to check out their glasses. I personally wear Warby Parker glasses when I'm not wearing my contact lenses, and I also started with one of these free at-home try-ons of 5 pairs of glasses. You can get your free home try-on and support the David Pakman Show at warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS. I don't really like going into glasses stores and trying on glasses while the salesperson sort of hovers over me, and I like more than 30 seconds to actually figure out whether I like the glasses. So with the Warby Parker home try-on, I was able to pick 5 pairs that I liked, put them on in the comfort of my own home, pick the one I like the most, and then Warby Parker put my prescription lenses in there for me. A lot of people don't know that the eyeglass industry is controlled by just a few big corporations that keep prices very high, like $300 for prescription glasses high, which is just insane. Warby Parker glasses start at $95. That's what mine cost. And for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need. You can try 5 pairs and see what you like. Check out the at-home trial and support our show by going to warbyparker.com/TDPS. It costs nothing.